Yo, what is good, NBA fans? This is Richie from Basketball Kingdom, and I'm super excited to relaunch this YouTube channel where I break down everything all across the NBA. In this video, we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks, but this channel is going to be talking about all around the league of the NBA. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so, as I'm so excited to start this journey and build an NBA YouTube channel talking about the entire league. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks and go over everything that's led up to this point where the New York Knicks are back and they are currently at the top of the Eastern Conference. I'm super excited to get into this video, so with that being said, let's dive right in. Playoff basketball at the Garden, New York Knicks. If you had those two things in the same sentence last year, it would be right to assume that you're absolutely crazy. And I'm here to discuss all the reasons why this Knicks organization from top to bottom has more potential than it's ever had the last 20 years. There are many reasons to why the vibe around the New York Knicks is different. I think the most important reason to this is the positive impact the front office has had. For the longest time, it has seemed as if every new guy that came into the front office got worse and worse. It was a never-ending cycle of horrible organizational decisions which contributed to an embarrassing narrative on this franchise. Finally, that narrative has changed. The one word for this change is culture. You hear all these Knicks players and staff talk about the culture change. The key to this massive culture change and movement in a positive direction is all thanks to our president by the name of Leon Rose. The Knicks have had countless different executives continue to say things that the fans wanted to hear, but had no evidence to back it up. For once, the top guy in the organization manned up and showed why things are about to be different. This man has done everything in his power to fix the disgusting mistakes that was left before him. He has been able to restock the future with acquiring countless draft picks while also shaping the present into a winning team. Also, give a lot of credit to the Knicks GM Scott Perry. You cannot say enough good things about the way he handled himself and continues to work with Leon Rose to get this team back on track. Some of the most important moves that Leon Rose has made was hiring the right guys for their roles. Well, we'll start with William Worldwide Wesley. I think it was so smart to hire a guy who can convince players to want to come play for the New York Knicks. What people do not understand is that if you come to the Knicks, you're getting the most passionate fans of their team. When the Knicks are good, the fans will worship you. There's no better way to help this franchise by bringing in somebody who has connections all around the league that can help recruit the best talent in the NBA to come play for the Knicks. Now, I'll talk about the man responsible for all the on-court culture changes. That man goes by the name of Tom Thibodeau. You have heard many different things about how tough he is, he overworks his players, he doesn't seem to coach in the new style of the NBA. Even if all those things are true about him, the one thing you can judge about him is he wins. He is a winner. Tibbs has absolutely changed the narrative to how to go about winning, and you can feel it with this Knicks organization. From the second he stepped foot in that role, he made it clear that players and coaches will be held accountable and have transformed the way things are done in New York. You cannot say enough about how much he has helped the development of this team. Like I said before, if you thought that last year the Knicks would make the playoffs with that team, then you were probably just an insanely hopeful Knicks fan. Thibodeau was the main reason to why that team performed the way it did because of his mentality he instilled within this team. He has shown them no matter what game it is, no matter the circumstances are, you play as hard as you can for 48 minutes a night, the results will take care of themselves. Thibodeau always mentions the magic is in the work and the game will tell you what to do. He has changed the philosophy of this team and ultimately is the leader of the culture change for the New York Knicks, coming off winning Coach of the Year in his first time as a Knicks head coach. Now it's time to talk about the people who are ultimately the factor of deciding just how much we can achieve. That all starts with the superstar of a player in Julius Randle.
New York, we here.
Man, what a year did this guy have last season. I think the main reason that Julius has turned into the player he is because of Thibodeau and his coaching staff. When Julius first came to New York, he did not have a style of play around him that would allow him to be the most effective. It seemed as if he was never in the right spots and was trying to force the action when things were not going. A lot of this was because of those around him. It all turned for him last year when he and his connection with the staff sparked. They knew the type of player he could be and they held him accountable to that. All the work he put in is what catapulted him into the NBA's most improved player last season. It is safe to say that he was the reason for the Knicks' success and put the team on his back when they needed him the most. While the fans and him did not get off to the best start in New York, everything as of now has fallen into the place, and now he is the leader of this Knicks team and will be here for the foreseeable future after signing an extension during the offseason. Thanks to Leon Rose and his staff, while the Knicks unexpectedly made the playoffs last season, he went out and upgraded this team tremendously. They were able to bring back key free agents that played a major role in the success of this team. First and foremost, the guys who Tibbs will count for the rest of his life is guys like Derrick Rose. When the Knicks needed a basket, it was D Rose, who could be counted on to bring the life to this team. He will play a huge role going forward with this squad. Some other key contributors to this team that were brought back were guys like Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, and Taj Gibson. While the Knicks have so many young pieces that I'll dive into, the veterans on this team are what continue to help the culture change in this Knicks team. Alec Burks is a guy you can count on a night-and-night basis to score the ball and play gritty basketball. Every team needs a guy like him. Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson, they are key veterans that play a huge role in the defensive schemes that Thibodeau put out there and also play a huge role in the development of the young star center, Mitchell Robinson. Now, I will talk about the bright future of the young players that we have on this team. It all starts with RJ Barrett. He is the most slept-on player in the entire NBA. It's time we all put some respect on his name. For the second he steps on the court, he gives 100%. RJ has improved statistically in every single category in some great company through his first 2 seasons. RJ is one of 8 players in NBA history to total more than 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, 300 assists, all before the age of 21. You want some other guys who have done that? Some of these names consist of Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Kevin Durant. If that's not enough evidence to show you how much of a star in the making this kid really is, then I don't know what will. He is a key piece for this team now and for the future. Some other bright young pieces the Knicks have are those of Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, and Obi Toppin. You can see last year in the playoffs just how much they were missing Mitchell Robinson out with an injury. He is the anchor of this defense, and players have said before that he has what it takes to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. The Knicks defense will go wherever he takes them. Emmanuel Quickley is a guy who shocked most of us last year. This guy was an absolute bucket getter, and when the Knicks needed him the most, he came up clutch for them last year in his rookie campaign. While he was a rookie last year, he made it seem like he's been in the league for years because he was never fazed by the big moment. His sidekick in the draft was that of Obi Toppin. While he did not get off to a great start in his rookie season and had a lot of Knicks fans shaking their heads, he flashes potential and seems to be poised to take a huge leap this season. He is the most athletic player on this roster and he's improving his defense every single game. The potential of Obi Toppin is through the roof. Now it's time to talk about the 2 key free agent acquisitions that the Knicks made in the offseason that can make the Knicks legit this year. Those 2 players are the Bronx native Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. The 2 main issues the Knicks had last year was their obvious terrible point guard play. Sorry, Elfrid Payton. Another huge issue was the lack of perimeter shooting and scoring. There's no better way for than Leon Rose to add veteran star point guard Kemba Walker, who will be a huge upgrade in that category, as well as veteran and Evan Fournier, who you can give the ball to at any time and he will make good things happen. These moves were all about surrounding Julius Randle, and so far they've been complementing each other well on the court. So the question to all of this, are the New York Knicks legit? I'm here to tell you that the New York Knicks are 100% the real deal. This team made it to the playoffs last season, lacking so many different things. They've completely upgraded their roster, and they are building something special at Madison Square Garden. There's a different vibe in the air when you hear about the Knicks. While the Knicks are in the best position for the future that they've ever been in years, it goes to show you how much of a transformational culture change they have had in place because of the potential they already have on the roster. The New York Knicks are legit. The future is bright. That does it for today's video all about the New York Knicks. If you guys want me to create more videos about other NBA teams around the league, let me know down below in the comment section. And if you guys enjoyed the video, do not forget to thumbs it up. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, I'll be posting a lot of NBA content all throughout the season. I'll greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.